G'day guys, how are you? Welcome to Ranking Up. I'll do a quick check of the spreadsheet. Actually, 1676. So you can see we're pushing on up after that top 10. We did in fact get one extra. I wonder if this one kill is making a big difference, or if it's something to do more with getting close to the top 10 or lasting longer. Because these three numbers, like, this is much lower than the other two. That's interesting. I'll keep it in mind. Alright, quickly flick back to the game. Realise that I have taken too long playing about with stuff. So I guess I'm going to l'hospital. The hospital. I could have waited and gone from like there-ish. Would have been a better jump, but this one gives me a chance to find a car on the way and or move around a bit. I have not played very much in Fog at all. In fact, only once. And that was a squad game, so I expect some badness from me here, I think. There is a Dacia there, but I think it's going to be better to try and land on the roof. The audio is cool. Sounds like there's sort of a whistling wind. That's really awesome. Fuck. Somebody else being here is not really awesome, and he's on the other roof. Okay, let's go down to level 2, maybe? Probably shouldn't have been level 2. Although I think I can get out the window at level 2, so maybe level 2 is fine. Cool beans. So dynamics of this are kind of interesting, these sort of fights in hospital. But I find myself fighting in that sort of area quite a lot. The problem with where I was that he could have come up behind me, but I would have had to hear him, I would have thought, on the stairs. So I wasn't that worried about him coming up behind me. But that was why I was looking backwards. Because I knew if he came from the direction he came, there was like huge advantage to me. I think that's probably at the warehouses, but I don't know. I presume if he got a decent assault rifle, he would have looted it, so I'm just gonna assume that he's got it at the top floor. Fuck. He's out there. He's running. See if we can get a cheeky kill, maybe. Nope. Being inside the hospital is a big advantage because they can only come in this door and the other side. I was lucky I even saw him attempt to come in, really. Got to be a bit careful about the other side of the hospital there. Because he could have gone right round. I would have thought that I would have seen him entering the door at the back of that building down the bottom there. Maybe he got there before I saw him, but it's just, you know, worth being aware that he could have been using the hill to try and flank around the other side, come into this side of the hospital. I don't know if it's the wind or something, but I'm not really loving being here. I think it's too weak to not loot the third floor. I have very dark clothes, which is normally very good for camouflage, but I wonder if it's a bit too dark for this mist. If I'm just going to be sort of big dark shadow all the time, do you know? Looking up on those hills, can't see anyone. Can't see anyone there. Jesus, it's pretty hectic, this mist, isn't it? Right, I don't want to be really anywhere near here. I've got pretty good stuff. I don't have any sight for my other gun. Pretty good, might even be optimistic. On the weapon front, at least. Good on the meds. I don't hate not having a scope because, you know, with this mist, how far are you going to see with a scope, really? Like, I'm expecting to rely pretty heavily on my primary gun, which makes it a bit annoying that it's an M16 and not a auto-firing weapon, but it's not so bad either. Take the extra ammo. Frag grenades should be very strong, I would imagine, in the mist. The question is, do I want to keep going down? I think probably the play is to get as far into the circle as quickly as possible as you can. And then just have a wet and cold wait somewhere in the grass. I think buildings are definitely less good in the fog than they are otherwise. Probably suppressors are exceedingly good. It's a cool atmosphere. I don't know if this is the game for it. There are other games that do atmospheric shooting better. I feel like this is more suited to like Stalker or DayZ than the sort of cartoony... Well, I mean, you know, realism cartoon? I don't know. Think like maybe Archer as opposed to Looney Tunes when I'm saying cartoony. Now I think hills seem like a good idea, they're actually a terrible idea in fog. I think you want to stay low. So maybe the swamps are not a bad idea. I'm just going to keep driving until the next circle goes and then make a call. But maybe, yeah, swamps are like those wheat fields. Alright, so somewhere in here. What about like this wheat field? Excuse me. Because you want other people to be skylined, and you don't want to be skylined in terrain like this. Skylining is one of the few ways to see people from any sort of range. How about we put this next to this fuckboy shack? This feels very strong. This positioning. I'm basically center white. I can't possibly be seen from up on top of anybody cresting that hill. Anybody who's trying to look at me from here has to be peering through the mist. And you can see, even as I looked over there, like imagine at the base of that building, is there someone there? It's hard to tell even in the grass, right? Anyone who can see me through the fog, like who's close enough to see me through the fog, can't be seeing me through the wheat, you would think. And I've got this big ass bush here as well. It's a bit campy, but you know, that's sort of the thing about fog like this, I guess. Bound to be. That's the mine up there. Could be some concerns if the circle moves back right. Having to get up this mine is a pain. Just listening to me drink Coke. Not super fun for you guys, but effective. That's what we like here on this channel. We want effective plays. Move somewhere. Sounded like distant movement, but maybe that's just rubbish. It'd be cool if they added in a temperature mechanic, like maybe Daisy has. Certainly Exile or one of those things had it, where if you were running around outside it was fine, but if you were lying down like this outside, particularly when it's raining, then you would get cold and your hands would start to shake. This made it less viable to play the game like I'm playing now with the heavy camping. Fuck. Whew. That was pretty intense. Might not have looked like I handled that very well, but it's hard with the just adjusting to the fog. I guess I was a bit lucky that you didn't see me, but I think it was actually not so bad. Getting a scar is great. There's a car that came in over there. Let's get back to our fully sick places. Good circles appreciated. Guess that's not so bad. Circles that way. Might not be quite able to get the like wheat field in a valley stylings that we've got here, but it won't be too bad. That direction. I heard a car pull up somewhere in that direction. I don't think it was either of the guys that were shooting just then. Just don't run me over. That's fine. So I can hang here until the next circle, see if it janks back. If it doesn't, I've got this Dacia. I can guard the Dacia pretty well from here. If anyone gets into the driver's seat, I'll just spray away. Normally you just can't lie like this because guys on the other side of that hill can see you clear as day. But with this fog, it's basically like me trying to see someone lying down on that hill. I just don't think it's possible, really. So if you're close enough to see me, then the wheat appears and you can't see me again. I don't want to do too many movements. Oh, by the way, notice how I'm looking around exclusively with Alt, even when the guy was really close. Something people do is they sit like this, they're careful, they're looking around with Alt, and then somebody close comes by and they're like, huh? And obviously, just at the point where it's most likely a bad guy's going to notice you, they see this giant shimmying movement in the wheat and notice you immediately. Wow, yeah. So not even a scope helps, really. Interesting. And pretty cool. I love the style and effect of the weather, the fog weather. It's awesome. Just again, I'm still not convinced this is the right game for it, but I still think it's cool. There's the car. Car that stopped just over there somewhere. And kept going. Okay. Some bushes just up there. Obviously I want to kill him, but at the moment I have an advantage because I know roughly where he is and that there's someone there. He does not know this about me. Oh shit. I was not expecting that. That must mean that there's another person you would expect. So I think there's another person, like me, who saw that guy. Oh, this guy's right in front of me now. Notice how easy that guy was to kill. I heard him, saw him moving. That's what I didn't want to do by going too close to him on my belly. It seems like you're almost impossible to see, but not true. If they can hear you, it's really easy to pinpoint you and then just knock you off like that. Okay, so my guess is somebody else, probably a fair way away, saw this guy pull up in his buggy, tried to grenade him, missed. This guy then crawled towards me on his belly. Another possibility, though, is that the guy I killed was the guy who threw the grenade trying to kill the buggy man, and the buggy man still exists. It's relevant because buggy man is the most likely to try to get back into the buggy, which sort of makes sense. And if somebody does that, then I'll have a good chance of killing him. But I need to get going. Probably nowish. I just thought that I heard some movement, but maybe not. Shots back in that direction. Just mark where I'm going here. Is there a wheat field there? There kind of is, yeah. Alright, gonna go a long way here, I think. I think wheat fields are just super strong in the fog. Let's not get pulled into too many fights looking to get kills. I think we're going to get kills just by staying alive here. So this is great ground, but I sort of need to get into the white. I hate having to go over this hill because I'm going to skyline myself really badly. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright. getting close to invisible in here. I'm going to move away from the hill a bit. You want to sort of have somewhere where you can reset a bit if you can. Like a bush or something, I can at least run into that and reset somebody getting a look at me. Hopefully other people will overvalue the buildings. Normally these buildings just dominate this wheat field. It's much better to be in the buildings than the wheat field. You have really good lines of sight all over the shop. But with the fog, I don't know. Might just try and get back further into the center here. I know I talked about useful having bushes, but honestly I don't know how useful that's going to be. I think not having to move is maybe going to be the more useful thing. He says while moving a lot. I'm hearing something somewhere, I'm sure. That direction, east. If this guy starts driving all over the wheat fields, that would be a pain. Guy up on that side of the hill, I presume. No. Good. Maybe I'll turn this way. See if I can see him come in. I'm only just in the corner though. Buildings or in front of the buildings? I think buildings is more likely, right? Oh, I'm looking into the wheat field. Okay. You want to set yourself up for the next white, but you also don't want to like take your risks early, right? Like moving is a risk. Oh, there's a guy. Just there. Oh, and there's somebody else right there in that bush. Yeah, so you want to get into the white. That's good. Okay, nice. Oh, there's another guy on the hill here. So there's two guys, one there, one here. This guy's running the same way that other guy goes. Wonder if he's going to die to the same person. Surely. No? Guy just there. Fuck. Shitty white for me. Maybe it's a go really late white. Oh, there's a guy crawling just to the base there. Well, he saw me through the with the grenade toss, which is a bit of a shame. Usually it's very hard to kill people when they're lying down in the wheat, but maybe he just got the right angles. Probably could have shot with the suppressed rifle, I don't know. Maybe that's actually just much better in this style. Oh well, bit of a shame, but a 6th place with 3 kills is very good. Should be continuing to push me up the rankings. So yeah, let's keep it up. I've also got my kills a little bit back on track. It's at one point here. Yeah, my 11th game I was 12 kills. Had a really long stretch without doing much, but they're now up to 22 on my 16th game, so my last 5 games have been pretty good. Alright, GG guys, and I'll see you in the next one.